with that, we're back. Hello and welcome to another episode, Strange Town of Golden Ridge. I'm here with Fred, my cohort here, playing Detective Verde, Frederick Verde, and myself playing as Kingsman, which leaves the man of the hour, Mr. Pickles, who is playing as our storyteller for tonight. He is running the game called Strange Town of Golden Ridge. We're in Chapter 3, now Episode 3, correct?
Yes.
I didn't bring my notepad.
I feel like the last one was 3. It's either 3 or 4. Who knows? I have paperwork. I should actually know this. Hold on.
I can let you know.
Loudly moving paper. On 8/6, on 8/20, and yes, so this is the third session. 8/27. 43.
This is the third? Okay.
Yes. I guess.
I'm just worried that did I? Yes, episode 2 is up, so we're waiting on episode 3, which would be this one. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure I had actually posted episode 2, so we're good there. So yeah, Mr. Pickles is the man of the hour. He's gonna tell us all about this game. I'm gonna leave it to you, Pickles. While you do, don't get distracted. I'm gonna move away for a quick second. I just want to go grab my notepad.
Okay, yeah, we all need a notepad.
Yeah. Before you go send it off, Violet Strike with the resub, thank you so much. Been here for far too long, yet still happy to be here all the same. Can't believe it's been 58 months. 58 months. You didn't even leave when Pickles insulted you. I'm so happy.
I didn't mean it. I
my
publicly
longest
and privately apologized. I am so
longest standing subscriber, and Pickles was, what'd you say? Like you are trash or something like that?
No, I said you're worthless. I might have said you're fucking worthless.
Yeah, you're fucking worthless.
And I didn't mean it. That wasn't the joke.
Not at all.
I rolled a 1. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't the joke. What sucked is like we were all talking, and so you cut off at that point, and then we all stopped and we're like, what did you just say? I wish it was clipped. It was so good.
I really am atrocious sometimes.
It was wonderful. It was probably one of the funniest things I've had happen on my channel, and we didn't clip it. It's gone forever. So now Pickles just has to reminisce every time I talk about it. But I'm gonna pass it over to Pickles. He's gonna tell you all about this game. Give me 3 seconds. My notepad's right out there in the counter.
Sure, I'll say stuff you've already heard.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the Strange Town of Golden Ridge, my little Mr. Pickle campaign where I have my 2 individuals here. Uh-oh, I'm distracted by him being gone. Psych. And yeah, we're playing Savage Worlds is the system, the Adventurers Edition. We started out with Deluxe Explorers, and that is an old edition that was not good. We're using Adventurers now. We are essentially in modern times here. It's a horror campaign. We're investigating things, specifically strange monsters that have been built. In the first adventure, they found them wandering the town. In the second adventure, they found that they're populating the hills. We are in a small town, Pacific Northwest, called Golden Ridge, and it is strange indeed. And instead of allowing the players to introduce themselves, I'm just going to bypass this and just say some words about them. Of course, give me a thumbs up or something, or signify that this is your character when I'm talking about you. We're going to talk about Detective Verde first. Detective Verde is the one who has been chosen by strange mimes. It would take a long time to explain the mimes, but let's just say there's one faction of strange in this town, Golden Ridge, and they've selected him. He's got bad luck. He's a detective that lives just outside of Golden Ridge, and things have been going poorly for him. He gets bad deals, and he's cautious because of that. And then we have our other player here, the Kingsman. He is very, very curious about things and puts himself into situations that get a little bit tense, but because of that, he's developed a bit of, a snap trigger. He's got the marksman characteristic here, or edge, I should say, which means that he's very easily able to come up to an aiming stance whenever he's using guns that he's just going to take a single shot. He is the guy to handle things quickly. He's also very charismatic. He's got a bond with his dog, so he's got a lot of backup too. And we left our party in like late fall, coming up on winter here. I believe it was mid-November, and so things in the Pacific Northwest are a little bit chilly, a little bit rainy, and we're here around midnight in the middle of a field, well, looking at a treehouse in the middle of the night. that you have found a mime, well, a person who speaks in subtitles only, doesn't really wear mime makeup, but a mime in spirit, I guess, that has a lantern and has said that she'll guide you. You were brought there, of course, by Roger Potts. These adventures are so complex from the start. You're looking into peculiar alcohol. You found the distributor. He led you here. You guys are in a field. There's a girl from a previous adventure named Jessie Thatcher. Put all their icons up here. So from the top to, top left to the right, we have the strange mime who's blindfolded. We have Jessie Thatcher. We have Titan the dog. Then we have Detective Verde. We have Roger Potts, the distributor or salesman of this peculiar alcohol that's possibly illegal. And we have Kingsman. If you guys have any questions here, starting out.
I don't so much have a question as a statement.
Okay.
Verde is done with this shit.
It's midnight. I would be surprised if you weren't done with it. And you guys do have this hostage. I believe you've talked for a little bit, and you're kind of all like in the field. You have him at gunpoint, or at least enough of gunpoint that he knows if he runs, he'll probably shoot him or something.
Witchy mime was supposed to take him, right?
What's that?
Witch mime was supposed to take him, right?
Take him away?
Yeah, just make him disappear or something like that. Didn't we talk about that last session?
I remember something along the lines of what do we do with him? And you're like, well, we can't let him leave. And she goes, I'll handle him.
That's right. Yes. And she has said to you guys before that she is a guide, a light. And apparently that
Go
she can also
guide
handle
this
him.
person to like prison or something. I don't know.
She gives a nod with a smile that says she definitely has this handled.
All right, cool.
Of course, he doesn't hear this because it's all spoken in subtitle.
Of course. So, we need, or you need, somebody needs to go stake out the barn, right? The farm.
Farm?
Where they're making the alcohol.
Oh, is it on a farm?
Yeah, but I mean, that's why you guys shouldn't kill me in the middle of this dirt field, I guess. Says Roger Potts.
It would be really, really convenient to just leave you out here, seeing as nobody knew we were coming out here. Nobody knows this place exists. We could just shoot you in the knee or something and leave you for the wolves.
Well, the wolves would be at least my worries in these woods. Please. No, you need me because I know where the distributor actually is.
What else
I
do
thought
you
you
know
said he was
that
at the farm.
No, he's not going to meet you at the farm. Well, I mean, it's a farmhouse, but it's a... Is that what you guys are referencing as the desolate farm?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, he says, I'm the only one who knows how to get there. Try finding it yourself.
He seems to know something about what else lurks these woods. Maybe he's got some answers.
Up to you. I can't go up that way. So if he's talking about a farm, he's pretty sure it's out of my jurisdiction.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about with a farm. I'm talking about the monsters in the woods.
Yeah, well, we could leave him out here if he doesn't tell us, I suppose.
I mean, I can tell you anything you want. Especially if you make sure to take me back home or just leave me here. You don't need to shoot me in the knee. I can walk home. It's just there's, like if she could speak, she'd probably tell you everything about that. There's weird people
Why don't
in
you
these woods.
Why don't you tell us what kind of people are in these woods? What are these things?
There's mimes.
That's all you got?
They don't always look normal and pretty like this one, but I mean there are mimes.
Besides the mimes?
No. There's only just the mimes. Yeah, the mimes. They're the ones that are in the woods.
Now can I shoot him in the knee?
I'm really, really considering it. He's not telling us anything we don't already know.
Jesse speaks up. The teenage girl that you had befriended in the first adventure, saved really.
Yep.
She has her camera still kind of pointed at whoever's talking. She says, "I thought you said there's monsters. If there's only one type of monster, then that would just be singular." Yeah, singular, because there's just mimes out there. I didn't mean like monsters, like there's different kinds. I mean, there's just the mimes are out there, and they.
All right. I'm gonna just have my pistol and just tap it against his head, like, hey, you're done. Okay, so we know more than he knows, so he doesn't really have anything to provide us.
That's what I'm getting, yeah.
Hell, even
Both
Jesse
of
knows
you-
more than you, bro.
Both of you roll persuasion really quick.
Absolutely.
No bonuses or penalties.
Wow, rude.
Yep.
How dare you not give us anything?
I have a 6. Take that. Jesus.
An 11.
Take that!
You guys both pick up that he's lying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got that.
Okay.
Well,
okay, yeah.
no, to be fair, we didn't know. We just knew
We
he
didn't know
didn't
for sure,
know as much as we know, but maybe he knows more. He's just not telling us.
I just
So
want to make sure he's definitely hiding something from you.
So while he's preoccupied with the pistol getting tapped against his head, I'm gonna pull my pistol and shoot him in the thigh.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. Do you just want to injure him, or do you want to have him start bleeding out?
It's gonna be in the flesh on the outside of the thigh, away from the arteries.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can. And this is a situation in Savage Worlds. We call the drop. You get a +4 on accuracy, a +4 on damage. Yeah, I know you're questioning why he's doing it. I'm just explaining the mechanics of how this works and why I'm not making him roll. A +4 on to hit means that unless there's like anything going against you, you will hit.
Yeah.
And of course, +4 damage means you will shaken, and chances are you will wound. So in this case, I don't think it's worth the roll here. You get the drop on him. It's unexpected. Bam! You shoot him in the leg, and Jessie immediately like jumps back. The mime doesn't move at all. She just stands there with her stick and lantern that's giving light to this small area in the field.
I'm gonna grab him by the front collar of his shirt and kind of just pull him really close to my face. I am so fucking tired of this shit. And if you don't stop fucking lying to me, there's gonna be a whole lot more in store for you than a wound in the fucking leg. And I'm gonna throw him on the ground.
I'm gonna let your persuasion roll for this one too, as well, because that's just yeah. So he collapses on the ground. Kingsman is looking at you in confusion and/or shock.
Yeah.
Surprise, perhaps.
Yeah.
And yeah, he crumples to the ground as you like let go of him. So okay, there are multiple kinds of them. I don't know anything about that other than some of them do different things. There's ones that are like mimes. There are those that are like people. There's those that are like the machines. They make things. They vomit and they make the things. You gotta give them. That's all I know.
Slow down. Say it again without panicking, why don't you?
Word for word.
That's gonna be harder. No. Okay, there's multiple kinds of the monsters. There's multiple kinds of monsters. There's some that are like the mine lady here that aren't really a threat. They just like to watch you or talk to you or something. This one clearly doesn't want to do one of those. There's some that are hungry. They eat and they rip and shred. And there's some that are like machines. They make stuff out of themselves. They like cows. Like how cows eat the grass and make cow patties that you can use as fuel. Like that kind of shit. Like they bio-organic things that
Thank you. That's much more useful than there's mimes out here. I don't know anything else. Now he's gonna walk up to him and put the gun against his forehead. Now, I asked before. Now tell me for real this time. Is the lady with the purple coat out here?
The purple coat? Who the fuck is the girl with the purple coat? King, do you want to interrupt here? You hear Jesse whispering like, "Fuck, no.
No, what?
She's
like she's
whimpering
panicking
no, like
behind
she's
you
Oh.
with her camera as a man has a gun to another man's head.
I'll probably just lean against a tree, pull out my flask, and hand it to Jesse.
I'm gonna say purely because you have the charismatic edge that you're able to pull this off,
I wink.
and that otherwise I would require a roll of 12 or higher on persuasion.
I wink twice.
It's enough to convince somebody who is preparing to go through the trauma of seeing another man die in front of her. Yeah, it's enough that she grabs the flask and drinks without thinking and passes it back to you, and we go back to Detective.
good enough. Now, where is this distributor at?
Oh, I meet him at this abandoned farm. I think it burned down.
Give me an address.
I can't give you an address. You're just gonna kill me.
I'm gonna kill you if you don't.
Then why would I give you the address? These fuckers have guns.
Because if you
dude.
give me the address, it'll be fast.
Look, I'm not the threat. I'm not the threat. You don't want to fuck with these guys. They've got these stupid ass guns that are just insane. It's like imagine a Tommy gun. Imagine a Tommy gun with a freaking disc magazine on top.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You don't. It's like a chainsaw of death. It doesn't sound like a normal gun.
No.
Does it shoot really tiny bullets?
I don't fucking know. I just know they have a shitload of them, and that they have them all over the place. They come out of the ground. They come out of trees.
I'm just gonna tap him with the tap him on the forehead with the pistol. Why can't you give me an address?
He looks at the ground. He looks at the mime, who is just motionless, standing there, holding a lantern stick over him, giving perfect lighting to your execution here. Just stop him from doing this. I'm not the threat. Fine. He then gives you an address. Somewhere that is relatively less in the hills. It's out of town, but it's sort of east of town rather than north into the hills. It's in sort of a field area, part of like the area. Like if you're driving through that part of this landscape, you'll see a lot of cornfields, a lot of stuff like that. It's getting close to Idaho, I guess.
Thank you. Was that so hard?
You don't know what you're dealing with. You don't want to end up there.
I've got a decent idea. King, you got anything for him?
Yeah.
You do have a rifle, King.
No, I got this. Stand up.
He's got a hole in his leg.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. He's not my
He's
problem
trying to
anymore.
stand up, but he's not succeeding.
I'll kind of walk over and help him up to his feet next to the mime. I'll take a step back and I'll pull out my camera and take a picture of him and the mime together.
Okay.
Take it and I'll be like, all right. Well, that's on social media now, so good luck, buddy.
Let me just write this down. Fuck.
I have a feeling that's gonna have some implications for you. I wish you the best.
Okay. Yeah. So you take the picture, and
I'm gonna upload
you can
it
also
to the
upload
internet.
it. If you want to immediately, you can. If you want to at a later date, you can. But regardless,
I'm putting it on.
It's it on Facebook.
Yeah, I will put it on Reddit.
yeah, Reddit or Wastebook. I didn't like that. That makes it sound like I'm just slurring Wastebook.
Reddit and Wastebook. Yeah.
And Witter.
And Witter. Yeah, I put it on.
All right, mine. He's all yours. We got what we needed.
I'll kind of.
She nods.
I'm gonna tap Jesse as I walk past, kind of slinging my rifle back over my shoulder, heading back up to the vehicles.
Do you all head back up to the vehicles?
Yep. I'm gonna holster my pistol. Replace the round in the magazine that I used.
I'll kind of nod to Jessie as we're walking. If she's walking with me, I'll just be like, "Don't worry, he's a cop."
She looks back at you. I thought you were a cop.
Don't. I never.
Her camera's pointed at your face.
I am a professional.
I see.
You're welcome.
Is your friend a professional?
No. I mean, he's don't worry, he's a cop.
Verde, you show up at this point too. Don't worry, he's a cop.
I'm sure you just...
Are you going to tell that to everybody we meet?
Well, I mean, you did just...
It makes it kind of difficult to pull this kind of thing off if you tell everybody involved I'm a cop.
But it's funny.
Maybe for you.
Well, yeah.
I thought you were both cops. And I thought you were the ones dealing with this problem.
Well, that part's true. See? Problem
trying.
dealt with.
What does he mean by monsters? Have you guys dealt with other monsters before?
Oh, yeah.
Let me talk about the squirrel bar.
Wait, did she not...
I know about the things that came after me when I was with my friends.
Yeah, those monsters.
You killed those things, you said.
Well, about that. First off, one escaped. Second, that wasn't the only batch. They've mutated. There's a bunch of different kinds. It's a whole thing. But apparently no one cares. No one's looking for them. People know they exist, obviously. But no one's doing anything about it. However, I personally don't like the fact that strange clay alien squirrel monsters can just come and abduct anyone in the night. So, yeah, I plan on doing something about it.
And I got dragged into this.
And he's a cop, so he's actually supposed to be dealing with this, but they're not either. For exactly that reason. Oh, I accidentally got dragged into this. Shucks. Police.
I'm the only one trying to do anything about it, King.
The only one?
The only one at the police department.
Well, yeah, no, that's true.
Why don't the police want to do anything about this? Shouldn't they be concerned?
They don't want to cause a panic.
They're pussies. Am I allowed to say that? Are we on camera? They're kitty cats.
You're on camera for both of those lines.
Nailed it.
Okay, so we haven't figured out what happened over here, but something happened in this general area. Are we going to meet up tomorrow to go to this farmhouse?
I don't know. I probably can't go there because I got work.
What about you, King?
Oh yeah, no, the hot dog stand. I gotta work. I'm kidding. Yeah, I guess I'll go. Why am I going to a farm to chase distillers? That's not really my thing.
Because they're making the beer with the magic mine cocaine.
He said that's where they meet up, at that farm.
They're putting the magic mime cocaine in the drinks.
Yes, that's why we can see subtitles after drinking the drink.
I was questioning that. So I kind of zoned out there while I was reading my notes.
But King, you didn't drink the mime drink. Or you didn't
Yeah,
drink
what the
the
fuck?
peculiar
Wait, yeah,
drink.
yeah, I didn't drink the Big
Verde
Boy
did
Special.
have a sip. But you didn't notice anything
Yeah, hang on. Verde, I didn't have the Big Boy Special. Also, I'm really... It was... Hang on.
But dude said that the drink made you see things that you don't normally see.
Right, but I didn't have the drink, see?
Right, but I'm assuming I would have told you that.
What? Who would have told me
told
what?
you that he had the drink.
I would have told you the information that the drink makes you see things from the information I've collected.
Right.
Yeah.
You're telling me this, but I didn't have the drink, so why am I seeing things?
That's a good question.
Unless that's also my superpower?
Dun dun dun!
Still a lame superpower. I have the power of a crack addict?
A mime
Breathe underwater forever.
Maybe it's the symbol
Red
thing
Baron and snort a Coke boy.
maybe it's the sigil or whatever is letting you see stuff.
Yeah, the ring sigil.
The one that lets you breathe underwater.
The arm sigil.
Jesse shifts to you. You can breathe underwater?
I'm a superhero. Not a good one.
Can I see the sigil?
He got bit by a mermaid.
Verde, that was funny. It's on my ass. Wait, how old is she? Is she underage? It's not
She's like
anywhere.
17.
It's not anywhere inappropriate at all ever.
And it's on your wrist.
Well, why are you telling me that if you can see it anyway?
She looks at you. I don't see any thing on your arms.
What?
Okay, Verde looks. Can he see it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I've...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I've I don't know what just happened, Mike. Anywho,
All right, I turned my camera off for a second.
I've got yeah, I fucked up all my cameras and I don't know what happened, but I saw all my cameras get fucked up and it scared me. So I've got invisible ink on my arm.
It looks visible to you.
Still weird, right? Listen, all right, Jesse, I don't know how to explain what's going on. Apparently we can do things. Verde can also do things. Most of them are apparently just illegal things, but he can do them because he's a cop. I can do things because I'm a superhero. But yeah, we don't really have explanations. We have a lot of questions, not a lot of explanations. But apparently one of our questions, why we can... Well, no, because one of our questions is why we can see the mime talking. We were thinking it might be the Big Boy Special, but I didn't have the Big Boy Special, so...
Did we get bit by mimes? Are we becoming mimes?
I'm getting bit a lot. By a lot of weird creatures.
What? I think only one of you has been bitten. And it was Verde.
How do you know that? You weren't even there.
What did I get bit by again?
In the first adventure, when you climbed down in the hole,
Yeah,
you guys faced off against 5 different monsters at once. 2 of which I gave, I think I gave them 2 wounds rather than 1. So it was an unfair fight, and one of them managed to grab on and bite Verde. And that's when King was like, I'm dealing with 3 on my own. I think that's how it was going. And he's like, fuck it. He turned around and he shot that one that bit him, like, right in the face. And so he was like not climbing on biting anymore. But I'm certain that in the lost episode, King like sacrificed his own safety to be like, bam, no, don't bite my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you got bit in the neck or something, and
You did take a wound.
I was getting
but I don't
attacked,
think
but
that
I
you
said,
did.
fuck that, and I shot at yours instead to get the one off of you so that you could keep fighting and you helped me take out the rest.
So I could come help you.
Yep. But I don't think King has been bitten by anything.
No. Titan got attacked and
Titan
Birdie got attacked,
clawed.
but I haven't been hit yet.
Yeah. Been good. It makes sense why Verde now has nerves of steel. Ignore 1 point of wound penalty.
And why I prefer to attack from a distance.
Yeah, mark that man.
So,
I'm gonna stay back.
Yeah. Oh, little lady. What the hell are you even doing out here?
She's mime in training or something now,
Yeah.
apparently, all of a sudden.
She had said to you guys before, earlier when you were up on this hill, like before you descended to see the mime, she had said that she felt a need to come over here, or a ping to come over in this general area. And that's why she was investigating an area with King, the burnt hole in the trees. She thought it was over there. She was investigating with her camera. She was given a gun, but she didn't know how to use guns. She has a camera, old clunky. It's like, and then she followed King over here when you guys had the conversation in text about having Roger Potts being brought here, or bringing you here.
Fred turns to King. Did you hire another intern?
Yes.
So why is she recording everything we're doing with the camera?
Shut up.
She says, she interrupts as Kingsman chokes on his flask. She interrupts and says, I'm here because I want to record the truth. I don't know what I saw outside of my window when you guys saved me.
You might want to edit out that last part.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. But also, as I told her at the beginning, these monsters alter electronics anyway, so the camera won't even work.
But you said you got my video eventually. It's just that they wouldn't let me communicate it with you when I saw you. If I called you, then I couldn't. Then you wouldn't receive it.
Wait,
That's
were you
true.
the kid in the backyard?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I know you from.
You both came in and killed a fucking monster in my backyard.
Sorry, I've been dealing with a lot of shit.
Well, I guess that's actually not really a good thing to feel. No, I thought you guys said that you solved the problem.
We solved one problem.
But there's a lot of these things.
There's a lot of problems.
And that's why I'm out here. I felt that ping. And now that you've confirmed it, I have to figure this out. I can't give up on this.
Well, you probably know about as much as we do. There's a pink jacketed girl running around with the evil spirits whispering in her ear. There's some idiot.
I don't know anything about that.
You know about as much as us. Also, there's a girl and demons, squirrels. I don't know any of this.
All right, let's just say
why should it matter?
the mimes may or may not be the good guys. Purple jacket girl may be a good person, but is getting evil whispered in her ear. And giant sloths are real.
Sorry.
Like they're still real, or they're extinct, or
Can we just load up in the vehicles and I'll give you the rundown on the way back to town?
it's probably a good idea. I'm gonna need to ditch school tomorrow, anyways.
No. Don't say that kind of crap in front of me, otherwise I'll have to do something about it.
You just shot a man.
Shut up, you.
Okay. But how dare you skip school?
Do as I say, not as I do.
Okay, Mom. I get in the Jeep.
Looks at you.
Turn on the music. I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare.
Yeah, she'll let King drive her home.
Her car's parked behind me.
Oh, that's right. She has the Geo Metro. God.
She does have a Geo Metro.
Yeah, no, she's gonna hop in and make her own way home. Actually, yeah, 'cause
Is
she
the
drove
mime
that blue
still
Geo Metro out here.
Is the mime still here?
You don't see any light out in the field as you look back. Because you're alert, I'm gonna let you roll a perception check or a notice check, I should say. I'm not playing D&D on the side, guys. I promise. A notice check. No bonuses. This is because the penalties outweigh it. That would still be a 4 though. The 3 and the 1.
Yeah.
Why does it add up to an 8 or a 7? It should add up to an 8.
What?
That's a good
3.
question.
That's not math. Okay, a 4 still works. It was a straight notice skill. Yeah, you look over periodically through the conversation that you've been having, and so you saw that there was the light of the lantern out there, and
It's a 7.
the light went up to the treehouse, and then the light completely disappeared. And as you glance over a final time, there is no light over there. It does not look like there's anybody in that treehouse. I mentioned before that when you approached, it seemed like there were several people in there, or at least shadows of several people. There
Fred's
are
gonna
no
just
shadows.
Lean his head up against the side of his truck. Oh, this shit's getting too old. No, I'm not getting too old.
Baby, when the night is dead. Oh.
Yeah, so you're probably the last one to leave then. Because
I'm gonna make a phone call real quick.
Okay, yeah, the Geo Metro leaves, the Jeep leaves. It's you with your truck.
I'm gonna call librarian dude.
Oh right, what was his name? I have that in my
I
record.
was like, the librarian was a.
Call the librarian.
I was like, the librarian was a dude. Definitely was flirting with him.
We remember things 2 different ways. It's like Budapest all over again.
The librarian, I got you, and that was a great Marvel's reference. Well done. I caught that.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Also, I'm making a phone call to Jesse Thatcher on the way, and just keeping her on the phone on speaker as we're driving, and explaining basically everything I know up to this point, which is more questions than answers, but at least that way she'll be up to speed, and maybe able to help us on shit.
It turns out Jesse Thatcher is Purple Coat Girl.
Dun dun dun. She's not. So the name of your librarian contact is Tim O'Hare.
That's right.
That should sound vaguely familiar. He's the one who gave you a book when you were handling your issues with the Call of the Squirrel Lord and told you to get out of there. And yeah, so you have his contact number, and you're calling him at maybe close to 1 a.m., a little bit before. Ring, 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 ring. He picks up. Yes, detective. What can I do for you?
I've got a problem.
Sure, you wouldn't be calling me at this time if you didn't have a problem.
They probably make a cream for it.
You know about the mimes, right?
Yes.
They're moving.
Moving where?
Apparently the woods around Golden Ridge are filled with them. I just had a dude try to kill me via mime. And I have one that showed up, said she's supposed to be the guiding light. She's got a witch's hat and a stick with a lantern on the end of it.
Well, first off, detective, there's mimes everywhere. They seem to just appear out of nowhere daily. They always roost somewhere weird. They meet up for their strange meetings. I wouldn't pay much attention to it, but somebody trying to get a mime to kill you, that's silly.
Yeah, tell me about it. Especially since they apparently consider me some sort of knight or protector or something.
A what?
They called me a knight, specifically.
Oh, detective. We're going to need to do something about this.
Oh, by the way, you remember the guy that was with me when you came and visited?
Sure.
They call him the king.
Okay, if you're gonna start dropping my monikers, I'm gonna keep telling everybody you're a cop.
I'm talking to a dude that can give me information.
I'm not there right now.
All right, detective. I can't handle anything at this time of night. I will contact my comrades in the morning, and I will contact you. We'll get this all solved. Figure out why the mimes are haunting you, choosing you, and figure out anything from there.
One more thing before you go. Do you know anybody read German?
Yes, I certainly know somebody who can read German.
I've got a notebook from World War II written in German, but there's one line in English referencing mimes.
Okay, yes, bring it along. That will help us immensely.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yes, I will contact you in the morning. He hangs up. You are
Oh,
alone in the dark, late November. You're near a mime's treehouse, standing next to your truck. Your friends are all gone. The friendly nuzzling of a dog that just wanders around during the conversation without any notice is not here, because Titan went with the Jeep. I just like to imagine that Titan walks around, bumps into people, like rubs against their legs,
Probably.
nuzzles their hand a little bit. But once you've left, then Titan's gone
Definitely
too.
something Kira does. You'll just be standing there, all of a sudden she just pushes through your legs. You're like, oh okay, sorry.
At me, I said.
What would you like to do? Would you like to head home? Or would you like to go antagonize the mom, see dark secrets in the night?
Well, she's not really very talkative, is she? I'm here to guide you. Okay, what does that mean? I'm here to guide you.
You actually can't
Okay.
talk at all.
You want to do some guiding here? Not here to guide you.
Mm. She was here to guide you.
I was wondering about that too. She said, well, about the guide thing, and I was like, I did just leave, but apparently I'm supposed to go to this farm thing tomorrow. Jesse's going to meet up with me for that, so I'm thinking the mine might meet up with us for that. She's supposed to be our guide. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get.
You talk to her more than me.
All right, you get in your vehicle then and head on back home. That brings us back to Golden Ridge. Can I activate? Hopefully you can see.
I do see.
I'm going to bring you back to your homesteads unless you want to go anywhere else at this horrible time of night.
Do you see what I see?
No.
Really?
What do you see in your little spot there?
It's a Christmas song.
Okay. Well, okay. In that case, yeah, it's too early.
Okay.
It's still August.
Yeah.
It's not even fall yet. We're still in the summer months.
Yeah.
Way too early.
Is August not fall?
No, it's September, October, November is fall. Then December, January, February is winter.
Yeah, that sounds right.
March, April, May is spring. June, July, August is summer.
Sounds right. I like the way you think.
Yeah.
I'll twist your nipple. All right.
Okay.
Just throwing stuff out there to see if we can turn it into a saying, but I don't think that one's gonna stick.
Well, on that note, I'll twist your nipple.
Yeah, fair point. I'll twist your nipple.
Well, if that doesn't just twist my nipple.
That was a good one. That is still not gonna catch on, but that was a good one.
Okay. Now that we're at sort of you're all going back to your places where you live. For Detective Verde, that is your house on the outskirts of town in a small neighborhood where people normally drink outside, like on their deck. There's like kind of a neighborhood group of dudes who drink. You're coming home at a point in time where they are certainly back in their own homes sleeping. And for you, Kingsman, you're going back to your apartment, the new apartment next to an old, it's not like historic, but it's very, very old apartment that's been in the town for quite a while. Nothing is of historic value. Go ahead.
Do I have a balcony?
Yeah. What floor are you on out of 4? Ground. Yeah, I mean, you could.
You
but,
say
like,
ground? I thought you said frown. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
why
I said
frown?
ground. Yeah. But
Um,
what level would you like to be on out of 4?
Probably the 4th.
Okay, top floor.
Yeah.
The other apartment is of the same size. 4 floors,
Depends.
ground included.
Yeah, we'll say 4th. Can I be out on the balcony, like, smoking a cigar? I want to look out and see what's going on with my neighbor, Melvin Bleeker, if anything.
At this point in time, you don't notice anything going on outside. It's pretty early in the morning. You're enjoying your cigar, and when I say morning, it's probably like maybe 2:30 at this point. You're kind of contemplating things, winding down perhaps, or maybe just getting in your multi-day sprint of energy. Who knows with you? You're sort of a strange character, Kingsman. But yeah, you don't notice anything happening. But go ahead and roll a notice check for me, anyways.
I pull out my gun.
Roll a notice check.
Notice check. What do I see? That is a 3. Can I go ahead and use a Benny?
Go ahead. Oh, you guys should have gotten more bennies.
I added them.
Yeah, Kings, you should have gotten 3 at the start of this, and 2 for Mr. Low Luck Fred.
There's a 7.
7 works. There we go. Yeah, two bennies for you. Yeah, so you're looking around, you're trying to see if there's anybody like wandering out, like maybe you see them talking on their camera or anything. You don't see that. So you're just kind of scanning across the windows, and there's 2 things that you notice. There's an argument happening in one window. That's kind of a bummer. Like, you look at it for a little bit and you can see that there's a lady. She's arguing with somebody, being like, it's real. It is real, though. Like, that's the thing that you pick up from her with the window open. Like, she's kind of yelling at him. And you scan over and you look at one of the 4th floor windows of the other building. And you see this pale-faced lady staring out at you. Like, it looks like it looks like it's out of like a Japanese horror movie, where it's the pale-faced lady, dark hair like over her face and eyes. She's kind of standing there staring at you. And yeah, you try and use your charisma as best you can.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
But then her eyes flash like a brilliant sky blue, a piercing neon light. And then she just kind of disappears.
Damn, I should have taken a picture of her.
As she disappears, the light turns on in that room. Like, you can see that there's a light on, like somebody turns on a light. You see somebody get up and walk around. That's your Melvin Bleeker. He's like walking around. You can see him because he's got no blinds or curtains or anything. He's like walking around the apartment looking.
Something in his apartment staring at me? What the fuck?
Yeah, that is correct. This is a bad cigar you're having, I bet. Laced with something funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check the locks before I go to bed, but even though I know they probably don't do shit, so I'm gonna double check my fucking handgun under my pillow before I go to sleep as well.
Do you want to put like a little jam under your door or something? Your front door?
Yeah, I probably would. My character. I don't technically have the trait paranoid, but he's pretty fucking paranoid. So he'd probably jam up the front door, jam up the back door. You know, double check the handgun under the pillow. Probably have his rifle stored like in the behind the door or something. Like tactically placed firearms around the apartment to wherever I'm going, I can get a hold of a firearm or a weapon.
You do have quirk. And there have been differences of what you describe it as, but the last one you said was minor, or it is a minor hindrance, but it was chaotic energy. And I think that King may get on these weird bends where his quirk is specific to the time period, in a way. And in this instance, it's paranoia.
Yeah, I feel like in good situations, chaotic energy, in bad situations, paranoia.
Yeah. So you check everything and you go to sleep, and well, thankfully nothing bad happens to either of you in the middle of the night. and we lead into the morning here. Yes, so you guys have woken up in the middle of a town that has strange things happening to it. If you're just tuning in now, we're in the Pacific Northwest. It is modern age. This is a horrible, I mean, to say horror genre time. And yeah, you guys awaken at your homes. You do your morning routines. And we'll start this off with the person who's most likely to wake up first in this scenario, who didn't smoke a cigar. Yeah, you can eat your popcorn. Detective Verde. You wake up, you get ready for the day, everything. You've had breakfast and whatever hygiene needs. You shower, whatever if you need to. If not, whatever. You grease down. You're ready to go. You've got your equipment, and you have noticed. Yeah, you know you're presumably you're storing it somewhere in your house or in your backyard or your garage. Your loot of guns. You have quite a few guns here that you've added to your collection. Maybe you have a little workbench area that it's near. What would you do at this point, not having gotten the call yet from the librarians, having your stash of things, having your book to read? Is there anything you want to do in the morning before you get a call?
I can't really think of anything. Maybe get a cup of coffee or something.
I'm gonna just throw out something because you have investigator. Something that you do recall is that your librarian friend Tim O'Hare had given you a book on magical shorthand, so to speak, or occult shorthand, I should say. Sigils, runes, things like that, common phrasing. And something that pops into your mind is you do recall getting a Luger in your box of like 50 Lugers. Didn't it have a strange sigil on it?
Yes, I think it did.
Do you want to try and use the book to cross-reference it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You can certainly try. Go ahead and roll your occult as you dash from the kitchen with your cup of coffee in hand to your workbench area.
Oh, that's pretty good.
10 is pretty darn good, and that's your wild die too. Yeah. So I like to think that the wild die is your raw luck in a circumstance, whereas the first die, your skill die, we should say, is what you actually know. So because it's a 10 here on your wild die and a 1 on your skill die, this is purely like your diligence and general knowledge of occult stuff. It's like you're piecing through, and yes, you do find out that this is a known sigil. Of course, the book says many, many times this is an incomplete list. We are always finding more. If you don't find it here, that doesn't mean it's not real. It's just, what are you going to do? What this does, let me find character sheet, I guess, on my end. That's probably where I put this. The sigil is a sigil of Earth. That is the broad category of it. And then there are changes to the sigil to make it specific. So what you believe, based on what this book is telling you, is that it is a sigil of Earth that means recovery or infinity. Alternatively, recycling could be a phrasing, but that's uncommon with this sigil.
This is on the Luger?
The small sigil is on the Luger. The explanation is in the book that your librarian friend gave. Yeah. It's worn with time, so you're like 90% sure based on the various sigils here.
Just 90% sure?
Yeah, you're 90% sure based on how worn it is, and the other the other 10% is why it's like you could suggest that it might be a gun that shoots dirt, but that I don't know. There's a part of it that doesn't seem like it's probable. It's just that's like your secondary is 10% chance it's a gun that shoots fucking dirt.
So it's either infinite ammo or gun that shoots dirt.
That's not at all what I was thinking.
As you're like thinking that, then I guess you probably check to see if you can open it up, check the ammo.
Yeah.
It's welded shut.
You're right. That's not at all what I was thinking.
The magazine's welded into it?
And the weld is near perfect. It's something you wouldn't have seen unless you were checking its ammo. And now that you see it, you can like look at it. It's like welded completely perfectly there. There's no way to check its ammo.
Would you say I would have enough room for a range out back?
Oh shit, where you live, definitely. You probably have a few trees or logs you can use
Alright,
as targets. I mean,
I'm gonna go out back. I think normally it has like a 10-round magazine or something like that.
yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm gonna shoot it until I go past 10 rounds. If I go past 10 rounds.
Well, what is your shooting skill at? Is it a D8?
Yeah, D6.
D6. Yeah. So you you miss a few shots, but overall you make quite a few of the shots on the tree. The tree takes your punishment. It's a strong tree. It doesn't care too much, and yeah, at 15 you're like, there's no way it has a 15-round magazine clip ammo.
Well, this is going in my pocket.
Yeah, you have the Infinity Luger.
That's gonna be in gear, right?
Yes, you can add that in your gear.
Now you confirmed what it was. When you said recycling, I thought it was a respawn. Like you shoot them, and they would respawn later. The person that you
That
killed.
could be what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the tree's not really that bothered. You can see the holes in it, and you can see like there is a bullet that shoots out, but there's no. I don't know if this even happens with a handgun like this. But there's no casing or anything. The only evidence is that there is a bullet in the tree.
What damage is it gonna have?
A Luger. Oh, does anybody else have Lugers?
I think it's in the list somewhere.
I actually don't have the book open right now.
Calibre's a Luger. Learn me something. I think it's probably closest to the Ruger 22 because they're not big pistols, are they?
A Ruger 22 is a lot smaller than a Luger. A Ruger 22 is 22 caliber. A Luger is 9mm.
9mm. Yeah. So go ahead and use the Glock stats.
And
If anything comes up specifically that like I guess the shots would be the big thing that would change.
So 2d6.
Yeah, it's 2d6, 1 armor piercing, 1 rate of fire. It's gonna be like 100. How's this?
All right, cool.
8 shots is what it should have. But I guess that actually doesn't really matter here, does it?
Nope.
Unless you want to bring one of your other 49 Lugers that were in the same box.
No, let's go with the infinite one.
Ring, 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 ring.
Pick up the phone.
It is your librarian friend Tim O'Hare. He says it's probably like let's say 8:45 a.m. And he says, "All right, I've gotten in contact with everybody. Meet at noon at the old library."
There's a lot of old libraries. Can you be more specific?
You think about it for a moment, and you do realize he's talking about the one that was shut down in the middle of town. It's near the high school. It's hasn't been used for years now. They shut it down because of asbestos, and built a new library across town.
You talking about the asbestos place?
Yes.
All right, I'll be there.
Bring any of your allies that need help as well.
Will do.
Yeah, hangs up on you.
I'm gonna call King.
Rude.
Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. Oh my gosh, you're still in bed.
I'm still in bed. Damn.
No, oh, sorry, no, I zoomed in. You're not in bed. You're in the shower.
I'm in the shower.
He's getting out of the shower. Ring,
Oh.
ring, ring, ring.
All right, hang on. Yeah.
Hey,
Wait,
King.
where did you pull that phone from? What the fuck? I figured it'd be on like the bathroom counter, but you reached.
I don't know where I was holding my phone. I was in the shower.
You reached in.
I went and reach into my soggy jeans, pull it out. Grab it off the counter like a normal person.
Yeah.
I'll just throw it on speakerphone. Yeah.
I've got librarians coming to give us the rundown on everything that they know. Would you be interested in attending?
Didn't you volunteer me to go to a farm?
Is it that important that you have to go right this second?
To be honest, I have no idea.
I don't know either. So it's your prerogative. Either you can come and they'll help you with any questions you have, or I can just tell you what they tell me.
I've got a lot of questions. Where's the meat?
The old library, the one that got closed down for asbestos, 12 o'clock.
I thought you were giving me
talking a direction.
I thought you was
I'm
giving
like,
me
what the
direction.
fuck?
No, it's like 12
I gave you the time
12
as
o'clock
noon,
from where?
and so I should know.
It's
I was
12
like,
o'clock!
I thought the same thing. You're like 12 o'clock. And I was like, from where? Which direction?
you like look
Library.
forward. And it's just-
Library.
12 o'clock from where you're at right now. How do you
Years.
know where I am?
I'm in the shower.
Are you watching me?
just being, you got the woman across the street. Just got a pair of binoculars.
No, I just walk out into my room and
On
from
the
my
phone.
balcony there's Fred. Oh.
Hey, I came to get you.
No, like, not familiar, but I'll find it.
It's the center of town.
Fair enough. What time is it currently, you said?
It's probably like 8:45-ish.
Okay. I want to have a little montage of me doing super normal person things, like making breakfast, taking Titan out for a walk, like, howdy neighbor, you know, walking da-da-da-da-da, you know, super normal basic person shit. And then when I get back home, I'm going to, like, dress up in, you know, not shady clothes, but, you know, like, hoodie, baseball cap, you know, hide my identity kind of thing. Lock and load all my firearms, and I want to like parkour type escape my apartment, and like my Jeep's parked down the street so that people don't see me coming and going and get into. So I like go from super normal, you know, howdy neighbor, da 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 da, have my coffee, to do do do, you know. As I go
There's
into
definitely like two different songs there. Like the first one's all upbeat and peppy and like a pop song that would be relevant.
Yep.
You know, maybe even ELO, just like Mr. Blue Sky, just everything's good and sunny and shiny in the sky and everything's good. And then
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
As I just
and yeah, so you get into your vehicle, and you're bringing Titan with you with a little like bandana or something, presumably for.
Sure, why not? I'll
His
stick him.
disguise.
Yeah, he's got a little bandana disguise on. Yeah, sure, why not? The idea is that I want to get there early, park away from the venue, and then I want to find a good sniper spot.
Yeah, sure. The description he gave you is easy to look up online. Like you're in your vehicle, you type it out. Titan sits there patiently in the passenger seat, of course.
I poop his
Shotgun.
nose.
He looks at you.
Is King just gonna assassinate the librarians?
Yeah, so what it is there's a old library that was in town. They built a larger library because they needed a larger library for the capacity of the town. Town is growing, still is. People are hopeful online, politically, I guess, about this town being a new big city, and how industry is booming and it's drawing in like the resources of nearby towns. Everything's growing. That's why they built this new library, citing, of course, asbestos as the problem. The old library is near the high school, and oh, you just got a text. Jesse, saying, when are you picking me up? She has a Geo Metro.
Just drift the Jeep around and then go back. Is Jesse behind me or in front of me? I drifted again. Do the full 360.
You're just drifting around trying to find her? No,
where are you?
She says, I'm at the theater.
You gotta give me a time. That's what Verde does. 12 o'clock.
The theater that's south, like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not 15, like 10 minutes.
I'll swing by and pick her up too.
Okay. So you're driving by to pick her up. And when you arrive, of course, she does not have her blue Geo Metro.
Crashing?
No, she's just at the theater waiting out front. She hops into your Jeep. She has her camera, of course. She says, okay.
She sits in back.
What?
Titan's
Why?
in front.
Titan can sit on her lap.
No. He's too big.
Yeah, she does figure that out. She goes in the back.
Well, she's got camera gear. She's got to sit down.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, so she gets in your vehicle, and you guys are going to investigate.
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah.
She looks at you and says, "What are we actually doing? What's going on?"
Verde got a call. He is meeting some shady people at abandoned library. So
Wait, so not the farmhouse?
Farmhouse after. Provide backup first.
Okay. I guess we are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Verde just kind of gets himself into situations when we have to go save him. It's kind of our thing.
I don't feel a ping in town though.
A ping? Oh,
Something
a ping.
that's of importance. That drawing feeling.
Well, I mean, it's just Verde. Probably not ping worthy, but still a friend. He may not be important, but we still have to go.
He may not be important. Wow.
But we still have
Let's
to go
see
help
what
our
we can
friends.
find, then. And you guys make it over there. Verde, were you heading over there immediately as well, trying to get there early, or what did you want to do?
Yeah, I'll try and get there a little bit earlier.
Okay. Yeah, so you both actually sort of arrive at the same time then. In the sense that you both are able to get to where you want to be.
We're a good team.
At the same time. You can both be in the parking lot of this place, but if you want to both park away, then you both park away at the same time. How would you guys like to position your vehicles?
Great minds think alike. Yeah, I'm not parking near the venue, but I'll have an escape route to my vehicle, so it's not like blocks away. It's just not in the parking
parked
lot.
Nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Verde? Do you want to do street parking, or do you want to park at the abandoned library in town?
I'll park near it. There's not really any reason not to, I don't think.
Like in its parking lot? Or outside on the street parking?
Outside.
Yeah, so as you approach, you can kind of see why somebody might do that. There are absolutely no vehicles in this, like, 16-car parking lot. It's small, as is the building itself, so it kind of does lead towards well, why did they have such a small library to begin with? Well, small town, small library, that's how it goes. Everything around it is thriving, though. There are small businesses. In fact, like right next to it is Music World, like the music place to get your instruments and your sheet music and whatever for band, right down the street from the high school. So there's thriving businesses everywhere around this, and then there's just this dead parking lot and a dead building. There are no vehicles in that parking lot, though the street parking, of course, is a little bit difficult. You all find your parking spots. Do you want to make yourselves known to each other, or do you want to park far enough away that nobody would be like...
I mean, I have no problem making myself known.
Okay.
I'd be going stealth mode.
Okay, so in that case, Detective Verde, you've arrived a bit early.
Okay.
Why don't we do a little bit of an opposed check here, just for fun? So Detective Verde, you've got your investigator and your alertness with your notice. Why don't you roll a notice check and let's see how it fares versus, and like, hate to do this to you, Rath, but Kingsman's just stealth.
Okay.
So roll notice.
Yes. Jesus
Ouch.
Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, Verde's
I'm not using
keen eye.
Benny.
King, you for like the common person, you look inconspicuous, and nobody who should be noticing you is really noticing you. But Verde has the eye of like 16 different eagles, and he just spots you, and you're trying to remain stealthy, and you do a pass with your eyes. He's looking right at you, and your eyes lock with him. You both know each other, and Jesse behind you is like, "Why are you staring so intensely at me?"
I don't know. If I'm trying to be incognito, having a cop just stare at me probably isn't the best idea.
Is Detective Verde in uniform?
He's not very good at stealth.
You're a detective, so you don't wear uniform. You're just in your trench coat.
Yeah,
just a trench coat.
And gloves underneath.
I'm wearing nothing else but the trench coat. The trench coat and my holster. That's all I got.
Shoes, no socks.
Lethal weapon.
Jeez, no.
Yeah. I'm just gonna raise my eyebrow at him a little bit and kind of just pass my gaze over him. Because obviously he's trying to be stealthy, although I don't know how you can be stealthy hiding behind a mailbox.
Well, the way he's dressed is inconspicuous.
I just imagine him crouching behind one of those big blue mailboxes with a sniper rifle pointing around the corner.
First off, I rolled a 5. I've succeeded.
I know, I'm just messing. And he's just going to continue on. He's assuming King's doing something, and it's not his problem.
So you're going to go into the parking lot, go into the old library?
Yes.
And King, what are you going to do?
Moving to find an advantageous sniper spot.
All right, there's plenty of them. It's just that those are active businesses.
Rooftop?
Yeah, I mean, you could get on the rooftop of an active business like Music World.
I roll athletics, maybe.
I mean, sure. Just there are sort of people about. Somebody could report you for climbing on the roof. This is the only reason I mention it.
Can I roll stealth again?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll stealth to try and sneakily climb onto somebody's building.
5 again.
Another 5. Okay. Yeah. So sure. Yeah. You can look about a little bit, and then when somebody's not looking, there's a ladder. There's access to these roofs. You don't need to be like a parkour person.
What else? Fire escape things or something.
Yeah. You make your way up to the roof of one of the buildings. They're not big buildings. They're like single story. There's rooftop AC unit kind of stuff up there. Otherwise, it's a flat roof. For the most part, that's how it is for a lot of these places. Some of them have a little bit of slopage, but there's areas to walk. What you're looking for a vantage point. You can see the front door of the library, and you can see that Verde is going in to the library. Yeah, Verde.
I'll post up, get all prone, put out the bipod, set up my rifle, lock in distance that I know, and I want to call Jessie on the phone. So I've got her up next to me. I want her to be with Titan in the car, ready to let him out to help me if needed or anything.
Yeah, she stayed back because she's really invited by the detective, and she's not very stealthy, so she's kind of watching the front door as well from your vehicle.
Yeah.
With Titan.
Just my lookout.
And that brings us to Detective Verde. So you're entering into this old, decrepit library. It's not decrepit, it's just like it hasn't been well maintained. There's a smell of must everywhere, but there is a definite track of prints through the dust. There's areas that are dusty and not traversed, and then there's a path where people who apparently go into this building go. You can, of course, walk off path, but if you'd like to follow this path, you can.
Pistol and flashlight's coming out.
All right. You make your way through this path. It leads into the building a bit. You can see there's various like shelves of books and everything, and you go past shelf by shelf. You can see the markings on the shelves saying which letter of the alphabet they're going through here. The M through Z's is not one you see. You see much smaller increments like M through N, O through P, stuff like that. You make your way through, and you don't see anything. Go for it.
Does my Jeep have a radio?
What kind of radio?
Yeah, what kind of radio are you talking about?
Radio,
like a
radio.
CB radio? Like,
yeah, something to where I've got Jessie on my phone. I could tell her information and she could hit the radio to communicate with Verde.
I mean, if we had thought of this earlier, you could have just set up like some sort of Discord, whatever bullshit to communicate with each other and be on comms, so to speak.
Okay. So others were not on comms?
You're on comms with her, but she doesn't have any like communication with.
Oh, I'll do a 3-way call. I want to add in Verde. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh yeah, actually you could probably do that. Ring, 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 ring. This is Verde's phone. Having a good time It's echoing in this moldy library.
What's weird is this is also the hold music.
Too loud.
Yeah, no, you get it pretty quickly. It's just that's what would have like ring is when you stop it. And yeah. You hear the breathing from the vehicle and bork, bork, bork.
What? Is the dog calling me?
Wait, who are you? You hear the voice of the girl that you know.
I don't say anything. This is way funnier.
Oh wait, is it you, Verde?
Yeah.
King, did you add Verde to the call?
The dog added me to a call? What the fuck?
No, I didn't add you to the call. I'm here in.
You're a
in the
dog?
Jeep with. No, I'm Jesse.
Oh,
Jesse Thatcher.
Were you barking a minute ago?
No, that was the barking of the dog.
So did the dog add me to a 2-way call and make it a 3-way?
No, King called me, and now you're here. So I'm assuming he added you. Titan doesn't have the phone.
Okay, Titan doesn't have the phone.
He doesn't have the dog with him. It's just me in the Jeep with the dog, Titan, and he's on the roof.
What is he on a roof for?
To kill the people that you're investigating.
What?
I don't know. King, did you drop your phone?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
You're gonna shoot the people I called for help?
Well, if anyone else shows up that isn't here to help, yeah, probably.
Okay, I can understand that, but don't shoot the librarians, please.
Yeah, how do we know what the librarians look like, or do I just tell you when people are entering the building?
Just let me know, and if shit goes down, I'll try to lead them in front of windows.
Well, that works. Good teamwork, everyone.
Oh, by the way, I found some tracks in here.
Like skid marks, or what are we talking?
Like shoe tracks, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be weird if you found skid marks.
And no, Titan hadn't been in here.
Titan?
You know he's got worms, right?
Listen, we've talked about this. He just likes rubbing his butt on your carpet.
I don't like him rubbing his butt on my carpet.
Well, that's a conversation that you and he need to have sometime.
You need to get him checked, man.
Maybe you put the worms there. Because you were mad.
Why would I put worms in him so he could rub his butt on my carpet?
Well, he kept humping your couch and you got mad about it, so.
Guys.
He humped my couch?
Never mind. Yes, Jesse?
He has the guiltiest face right now, so he definitely humped your couch. But look, whatever you're doing in there, we're trying to figure out what's going on, right?
Right.
These people know more about the monsters?
Yes.
Or they're making them?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I think they're just information gathering type of service, and for some reason they've decided to become best friends with our mass kneecapping police officer, Mr. Verda here.
Mass what?
Nothing.
As you mumble mass what into your comms, you're making your way down this hallway, and you finally make like your way to a bend that turns to a door that is cracked slightly, and you can see light coming out of it.
Did they beat us here? Fuck.
You're still ground level. But do you want to approach anything different than just friendly, like walk up, gun, like put down and flashlight off? Do you want to just walk up and open the door? Or do you
I'm
want
going
to
to
do
turn the
anything different?
flashlight off and be a little bit quiet going in.
Okay, yeah. And with your edges in noticing, alertness and investigator, you can approach and hear that it sounds like there are multiple men in there talking and having a little bit of a jest, talking about things like they're like, oh, and then he tried to use the octane method to try and diffuse. Oh, the spell, of course, did not work. And you can hear a bunch of other people laughing as if that actually makes any sense. It sounds like people are probably distracted in there, lively. At least 5, maybe 8 people. You're calculating, so 7 to 8.
Are there wizards in here?
You whisper that into your comms?
No, he says that
Yeah.
to the door. Are there wizards in here?
The door doesn't respond, but
I'm not talking to the door. I'm talking outside.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone. I mean, we got here like 3 hours early. I figured you'd catch anyone entering the building. Are there people already inside?
It's what it sounds like. They're talking about magic spells and shit.
Fuck. Well, you want me inside or outside?
I'm gonna try and not cause a disturbance. Wait for the librarians to get here, see what they say.
Well,
How far out are we from the librarians?
3 feet.
I mean, like them showing up.
time wise, yeah, you're probably about 3 hours early. It's like 9 a.m.
I guess I'll just keep listening.
Let me know if you need me inside or out.
Will do. If shit goes down, I'm gonna break for the exit.
Yeah, so what you hear then is just a bunch of old men talking about various things that have happened. They're not all very magical. Some of them are just sort of like, yeah, and so I had an issue with taxes recently. Like I was trying to get my benefits, and well, it was a doozy of a situation. They go on and on. Most of the stories are quite boring, and it sounds like a bunch of old men catching up. But there are moments where they say, "Oh well, which sigil would have helped there?" They all laugh at that as if it's a suggestion, which sigil one might use. That's a term that comes up and piques your interest as an investigator multiple times. The use of sigil as a reverent term. It's almost like hearing Christians talking about loving Jesus. Pure reverence.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
whisper
sorry.
into the phone. They're talking about sigils.
Mine come up?
Not yours specifically, just they're saying things about sigils.
So there's more
They've
out
talked
there.
about water sigils and fire sigils, the perks of steel, blood and moon, things like that have come up. Just to interject, sorry.
I once heard of a, I don't know, movie or a sitcom or something where this guy had to go find a bunch of these like items and he had to collect them all. Do I need to go collect them all?
I don't know. They're saying things about multiple different types of sigils: fire, water, steel.
Yeah. Yeah, I also saw a sitcom about that. It was like a British sitcom where like the I don't know, the Mud Nation attacked.
I have to be right back really quick.
It's okay, I'm just talking about Pokemon and Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yes. Yeah, back to the things we all want to hear more details about. So we have Detective Verde in the like in a back room. Like you walk through the main part of the library, you open a staff only room, and then you went down a hallway, and now you're at this like corner where you saw there's an open door. There's light coming out. It sounds like there's revelry and people talking about stories, having good time in there. Your comrade Jesse Thatcher is in the vehicle with Titan, and up on a rooftop nearby, over Music World with a sniper, is King, watching for any threats. Yeah, Verde. You've heard them talk about various sigils just kind of in passing. And some of them sound more complicated than others. Like you recognize, obviously, earth, wind, fire, that kind of stuff, water. But then they talk about steel, and then there's some that are more like octane, things that are like, well, that sounds vaguely chemistry. That sounds like a chemistry thing. Words that might not even really fit. Like they talk about a serendipity sigil briefly in passing. A lot of it goes over your head, but you're able to pick up things because of your occult skill. What they're talking about. Um, the big problem is that it's muffled. Doors closed. You're listening from a distance, so that's what you pick up so far. Do you want to
All
keep
right.
waiting? It's been
I'm
about
gonna
45 minutes, just FYI. Sorry.
I'm gonna do something a little bit stupid.
Oh.
I'm gonna back away from the door a little bit, just so my voice is thrown a little. If I yell, I'm gonna yell, "Golden Ridge PD, come out with your hands up!"
Oh, dang.
That's some shit I would do.
Well, they're technically trespassing on government property, so
Roll for me your intimidation skill. Do you have intimidation
intimidation.
trained?
No.
Um, I'm gonna say because it's untrained, that's gonna be a D4 -2. But I'm gonna give you a bonus because of your training, your background. I'm gonna give you a +4, like you are the PD. You could, well, you're not really an officer. You're above that, but you could be an officer. It's believable. So that should be a if you do like a D4 roll with a +2 total, I think -2 +4 equals +2.
Go D4 +2.
Yeah. See how these guys respond.
5 plus
Oh,
2, so that's 7.
Nice.
wow. Yeah, 7 works. Um, yeah, so what happens then is you hear somebody say, "There's somebody there. We're coming. We're coming. We are complying." You hear a couple other people laugh in the background further, but there is somebody coming to the door.
I feel like they
And
know it's you.
the whoever came to the door is opening the door. Do you want to have your gun ready to?
Oh yeah, it's definitely pointing about head height.
Okay.
At the door.
And the
And
person
it's
who opens
also
the
going to be a
door.
flash. I'm holding it like this with the flashlight in this hand and the gun in this one. And it's just,
Okay.
he's got a flashlight in his face now. So he can't see me. He can see the flashlight, but he can't see me.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. He's certain. The person who pulls open the door is certainly blinded by your flashlight there. Like it's an old man and these rather antiquated looking robes.
Good
Like he's
lord.
wearing these long, like deep blue robes. It sort of reminds you of like an ocean blue, like not quite a purple, but like a blue with a lot of black mixed in. Um, a deep dark blue. Maybe the night sky also comes to mind. But he's wearing these luxurious, antiquated looking robes. He opens the door. He looks like he's probably like 70. And he looks at you blinded by your light. We have reason to be here, officer.
All right, so Blue Wizards come out. Is Gandalf in there too?
No. We have
Well, that's a shame.
Why don't you come closer, young man?
I feel like it's a bad idea. You guys got a permit to be in here?
Yes, we do. Do we? Do we have a permit? I think we have a permit.
I don't think we have a permit.
Do you think we have a permit? Permit or not?
You know, this building's been condemned for like 10 years.
Oh, officer, I'm afraid I don't understand those kinds of things.
Do you not speak English?
Damn it. Ask if it's Verde. The guy at the door says, are you Officer Verde?
That I am?
Yeah, it's Verde. Okay, well then. Verde's the one I said would be fit. Edward let him in. Fuck. Joke. The guy at the door, Edwin. Well, I didn't know. Okay, Officer Verde, you are welcome in. He pulls open the door to reveal more of the room to you. As you look down the hallway, aided, I guess, maybe a little bit with your flashlight, the room ahead is well lit, so that's why I say maybe. It appears to be a large, like, what you would describe as a Viking like hall, like a dining hall. It's got like the long sorry, I'm at a loss for words for a second. It's got the long dining table area with all of the seats all beside it. There's mugs lining it. There's plates. There is food that you could not smell from this doorway.
Do I recognize any of the clothes they're wearing? It's like librarians or anything?
No, because the times you've met Tim O'Hare in person, he's not worn these robes, but they are all wearing these blue robes.
Do I recognize anybody?
You don't recognize any of the other people, but you do recognize Tim O'Hare. He is there in his robes. They're all rather old people. Sorry.
I just realized why Pickles was at a loss for words.
Yeah, it's a callback.
I just realized, like, oh, I'm at a loss for words. I was like, how do you mess up dining table? And I was realizing, oh, he's distracted.
Yeah, the dining. Yeah, the thing that you're
dining table.
The thing of the and the. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
okay.
Oh boy.
Come on, guys.
My pants are unzipped. Weird.
How's this happening?
It did it on its own.
Yeah. So yeah. Man, now you derailed me by going down that lane.
He's like, now I'm seeing it again. Hang on.
Yeah, so you can see that there is yeah, actually you were right. You said 7 to 8 in your mind, and 8 is the correct number. There are 8 older men there. You don't recognize any of them except for Tim O'Hare, as I said. They are at this long dining table. And when I said Viking style, I do mean like the room is built like there's stone and there are these wooden pillars bringing up this building. Does not fit with the postmodern library from 2003 that you saw above.
All right, I'm gonna click off the flashlight and for the pistol. You guys are early.
Tim like calls out from his spot at the table further from you guys and says, "Well, normally we go over a few things as a group before we have people join, but I'm sure if everything is fine with you all, we can deal with this first. We don't need to talk about all the adventures we've been on." And they all say, "Cheers." They all have beverages. They all have food. And are you entering into the room?
I'm going to contact King over the phone thing.
Yeah,
Alright,
I've
they're
been here
already-
the whole time.
Yeah, they're already here.
I had a feeling.
I didn't know if it was Gandalf behind that door. Come on.
I don't get that reference. We're in a fantasy world. It's
Lord of the
Wandolf.
Rings does exist.
No, it's Ward of the Wings.
Okay. But that
Call back to our joke about Wet It and Wastebook.
yeah, Lord of the Rings.
There it is. Sorry, it's Ward of the Wings and Randolph.
Can you guys give me like 5 minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
It's at this point that I've gone and probably got bored up on the roof, so I went and got coffees, and Jesse Thatcher and I are probably sitting on the hood of the Jeep with Titan in the front seat, and we're just sipping coffees, kind of leaning on the windshield.
One of the things you've noticed is there is nobody going to that property. Like, there's people walking on the streets and everything. That's why you had to roll another stealth check there.
Mhm.
There's people walking around. This is a busy part of town. Nobody parks there. What's weird is that you look at the sparse parking. Like, there's parking along the streets, but it's very well used. You had to find a parking spot yourself. And so why not use that 16-person parking lot there? Why doesn't anybody pull in and just park there and go to a different business? It's not like there's cameras activated.
Maybe they're all
Like, they'll be
decent
like,
people.
"Oh, you'll get ticketed." Yeah, maybe they're decent people, but like, why wouldn't you park there?
Because I'm a decent people.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like a waste. And Jesse, of course, appreciates the coffee.
Once we're done sipping our coffees is when I'll probably move to the building.
Okay. Are you
We'll
going
probably
then?
enjoy the morning, you know, people walking by. We're probably people watching and everything. Once we're done, we're like, all right, you ready? All right, and then we'll move in.
And she's behind you with her camera, of course. Are you equipping anything in particular?
Probably have it all kind of, you know, stealth mode as I go in, and then once I'm in, he seemed not worried. Actually, you know what? Screw it. No, just so that he doesn't have to wait. And it's funnier this way. I'll probably have my weapon, like, probably not my big old rifle, but like my pistol or my submachine gun stashed. But once we go in there, I'm probably just walking in, her and I and Titan with our coffee.
I think well, either of those work, but I like the idea of the submachine gun just kind of hanging from the strap on you, and
Probably.
like, you've got your coffee and you're scratching Titan's head.
Yeah, just walking in the door. You guys save some seats.
Well, this would be a moment where we need.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll just cut the video there, and we'll come back when he's back.
Yeah, let's pop a bubble really quick and just go into like the meta level of this. Just hanging out. We're like, okay, we're at the bar where you like drink beers waiting for the game to come back, and I fell through the floor.
Damn it! Just about to get a drink.
But you can still get a drink if you want, I bet.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, I meant in real life. If you
said I was in the meta world, we were at the bar.
Yeah, we were, but if you wanted to get a drink, you could.
Nope, too late.
Okay, excellent. Weird. Okay, so, did you say you entered in the room that they were in, Detective Verde?
Yes.
Okay, and as you enter the room, you can then actually smell the food they have like placed on this long dining hall table. And it smells delicious. It's a lot of meats, potatoes, carrots, that kind of thing. Um, it's there's breads too as well. But it smells very delicious, and there is like like a series of mugs, as I said, that will also smell delicious. It's like you smell the cider in the air. Um, but they all look at you, very pleased and not like actually upset that you're here early. And then they all frown for a moment, as behind you appears three other individuals: one dog, one man, one young lady.
Y'all save a seat.
So these are the people that needed assistance other than me.
They pause for a moment, and then Timo Hare says, "Oh yeah, yes, I told them to bring their extras. I guess I thought you'd be arriving together."
I look at
Well, he
Jesse. I'm like,
was
we're extras.
cautious.
Cautious. Do you not trust us?
I do.
No.
Well then, unlike you, I guess, we are trusting here, trusting you to respect our sanctuary,
I
which we
set
have.
I set my submachine gun down on the table and kick back in one of the chairs.
We have plenty of food, plenty of drink to share, as we talk about our issues here, talk about the dangers of which our society has us in. Everybody, some introductions are in order. I'm sure. Myself, Tim O'Hare. We have Baldwin here. He is one of our oldest standing members, one of the most experienced in the old sigils. We have Joseph. We have Gordon. Elijah, of course, is our newest member, but he has a lot of knowledge from the South. A lot of sigils we had never heard of before that have come in handy. Got Carmichael, Edwin, Svensson. Um, and that brings us to newcomers. My newcomers, of course, are well, I guess you want me to call you Kingsman.
Pass.
Point. What'd you say?
Pass.
Says- Well, no, not pass. That just is you, right?
How do you know who I am?
I know many things. We are the librarians.
At that point, I'll pop up and I'll look to Verde and look
What?
back. How do you know who I am?
Are you pointing at Tim O'Hare or are you pointing at Verde? Sorry.
I figure Verde knows who I am. I looked at Tim or looked to Verde like, what the fuck, and then look back to them. I'm like, how do you know who I am? Because one, I'm like disguised up, and two, I try and keep my identity a secret, seeing as I'm illegal in many
Tim
things I
O'Hare
do in
says
life.
then, he says, we have knowledge of many things. We are aware of what goes on in the town, even if we do not intervene.
That's dangerous. They say knowledge is power and everything. Be careful what you throw out there.
Yes, well, you should be thanking us. We're the ones who gave you warning to get out of that little trap up in the hills, right? A couple of them like chuckle with him. There's a bit of laughter.
I looked to Verde
So
again. What the
go for
fuck? No, it's just
it.
I looked to Verde with the what the fuck look again. I'm like,
I don't know,
I brought the
man.
warning. I brought the warning for you to leave that trap. And
I
the
didn't
book
talk
of
to Tim O'Hare.
sigils.
I appreciate you bringing all this stuff. I've got the German diary. I've got this pistol that shoots infinite ammo. I've got whatever the hell they have on him. What? I have a lot of stuff I need you to look at, basically.
By all means, takes the German book if you're willing to hand it to him.
Yep.
He hands it to the person he pointed out as Gordon. Hands it to him, who begins to like bring out his own pieces of paper and gets to read through it and then write his own like notes on it. And he says, "And a pistol that shoots infinite ammo."
Yes. Pulls the Luger out.
Is that COF Luger we found?
No, this is a different one. This is the one I bought off a collector that died. Bought from his son, actually.
That's new.
Yeah. I also have an MP40 in the truck, so.
Well, that's strange. Let me see this this Luger of yours. Do you hand it to him?
Yeah, I hand it over.
He looks at that and says, "Oh yes, yes. This is some old sigil work. This is very powerful works. From our readings, it seems that these things were more powerful back then than they are now."
I was trying to tell whether it shot rocks or infinite ammo. I tested it, and it shoots infinite ammo.
He looks at it again. Yes, that was a fair assumption. You've been reading the book I left you. That's good.
Yes. I kind of figured it was necessary.
It will help you in trying times.
I hope so.
A lot of the people are actually just looking at Kingsman, though.
I'm staring at them.
In fact, it seems Tim is having a hard time looking at you as well. He keeps like glancing at Kingsman.
You know, it's rude to stare.
You've got a rune on you, says the one that was a.
I've purposely kept it covered, but I know other people have seen through my clothing before. So I'm guessing my long sleeves aren't keeping it covered from these guys.
They are not.
Yeah, I figured.
Where did you get that rune?
Why can everyone see this rune? And why can't she see it? I point to the person standing in the corner sipping coffee.
She's been like kind of hovered behind you for the most part, with her camera, like pointed down, because whenever they like look at her, they frown a little bit. But
why can all of you see it through my clothes and she can't see it at all?
Well, the thing about sigils is it's sort of once one has been touched is when one can see others who have been touched.
So you all have sigils?
Do we have sigils? They all begin to like pull down their decrepit sleeves and showing off various runes on their arms that you can see certainly. They all have about 1 to 8 would be the highest, and of course the 8 would be on Baldwin, the oldest member of the group. They all glow a different color to you. Some of them blue, some of them green, some of them have a reddish glow to it. Orange is another one, or amber, I should say.
So you're all superheroes too. Hopefully your power is cooler than mine. I can breathe in the dark.
We have many gifts that have guided our training. The true power from these sigils is harnessing them through the knowledge dedicated to paper throughout time. That is why we call ourselves the librarians. They all kind of nod in agreement to that. Now, you told my comrade that you had knowledge of the mimes and their do-abouts.
Do about?
Yes, they do various things. I would say whereabouts, but they do more do-abouts. They are not congregated anywhere. We would like to solve the mime problem.
I don't know so much about solve it as just figure out what's going on.
Uh, Tim, have you not talked to them about the problems in the town? Tim shakes his head. No, I have kept. Well, I've kept my law enforcement friend in the dark for reasons that are obvious. I've told you a little bit about the goings on in this town, and we know there are a few factions. Ourselves being one of them, we are the ones doing what is right. We are gathering knowledge of the problem. We are trying to compile everything we can find that is occult, arcane, supernatural. We're trying to solve the situation. There are the mimes who, well, they seem to exacerbate the situation. They like to solve problems, they say as well, but they more often just trigger things. I think they call themselves mimes because they know that. They fall into their own problems. There's that. But there's also the Chosen of Flame, our rivals, if you will.
Yes. What about them?
We know that they are affiliated with the church in town. And when he says that, of course, you don't think of the smaller churches, you think of the mega church in town. Says, believe they're involved with the church. It kind of gives them some protection from prying eyes.
Right. I don't know much about the Children of Flame. I barely know enough about the mimes to say that they're not evil.
I want to turn back to Jesse and just be like, I thought it was really funny when I made the comment that I could breathe in the dark, and not one of them laughed.
We can all breathe in the dark.
Oh,
He meant breathe underwater.
no, I meant breathe in the dark, and no one laughed at my joke.
Yeah, no, none of them laughed at that joke that went over my head.
So I was like, I thought it was really funny when I said my superpower is breathing in the dark.
My brain auto-corrected you to being like, breathe underwater.
I thought it was really funny. I was like, oh.
But yeah, they all sort of look at you and say, you are not people of the Chosen of Flame, are you?
I barely know they exist.
Do the Chosen of Flame have like a big sideways rocket? I realize that probably didn't make much sense, but maybe?
They all glance at each other in confusion. One of the older members, is that a sex joke?
I wish I'd thought of that first, but no. They don't happen to have like what was the dimensions of this hole in the woods? Like 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet?
Oh, the hole in the trees.
Yeah,
Been,
the blast of fire.
No. As you described that, they all give worried glances. And they say, that is it's not good. That is not good. That is very not good.
I turned to Jesse. Oh, not good. Not good.
Should we show them the video? Tim nods. I think it might be time to show them the video. And they move to like they pull out a tablet, though you don't really see from where. Just they suddenly have a tablet in front of you, and they have a video.
I do that too when I get out of the shower.
Yeah, except it wasn't pulled out of anybody's butt there. They pulled out a tablet and they load up a video for you. And what it looks like immediately is a girl is in a parking lot with like a phone held out in front of her, and she's taking a video of herself. Detective Verde, you immediately identify this as the girl in the purple coat that you saw in the woods, who spared you.
All right.
She has an Uzi like hanging from a strap around her neck. And it's like hanging down in front of her, and she's like crouched by a car, and she says, "All right, well, you guys pissed me off enough. Now it's time to solve some problems. Figured, I could just do something, but why not send a message? Why not let you know what I can do so that you know not to fuck up my plans anymore? When I say I want to get my best friend back, I'm really joking or playing around anymore." Says, "I'm going to do something you guys really won't like." And as she steps up, the camera shifts multiple times at this point. There seem to be multiple cameras apparently around her. She's not holding a phone anymore that has a camera on it. And she just wanders as the video goes on through this parking lot, and she goes into a building that appears to be a library. And there's people around that like greet her like, "If you need any help, we're here at the front desk." There's people who walk by, and she goes to a back door and starts to go down some stairs. And this is when it starts to get a little familiar to you. The similar light of a cracked door, giving that amber glow in, that she walks towards and pulls open, revealing this like Viking display, this similar dining hall that you're in right now. Stone floors, rugs everywhere, like wooden architecture holding things up, the dining table. It's very, very similar. In fact, you'd say it's the exact same room, except that it's underneath a different building.
Okay, I was gonna say she's not standing in the door right now, is she?
No, no.
Like this is a live feed. No
But
shit.
you see a similar display of elderly men, most of them having sort of different hairstyles. Sort of, there's a lot more mustaches in this crowd than the one you're with right now, um, which is more beards than just straight mustaches. And as she enters the room, the cameras focus in like as if they're just right over her shoulder, and she says, "All right, here's the message." And her hand just emits a beam of purple light that blazes through the crowd, just intermittently giving off lights of the like beep, 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 beep. And like each time it flickers on, it just destroys and melts anything it touches. She wipes out this entire room just by passing her hand over it. People bursting into flame as she indirectly hits everybody in one way or another. You can see the people who are in the robes partially burning, half of their body melted off, a purple flame over them. And she turns the cameras back to her. You can see the Uzi still hanging from her, the strap around her neck. She says, "I don't even need these guns to destroy everything about you. I am God." And then the video turns off.
Well,
The
it
old
looks
men
like-
around you obviously look very concerned. Sorry, interrupted you, Verde.
Well, I guess she didn't take my advice then.
Your
Oh,
advice?
What?
Tim says, you said she didn't take your advice?
Yeah, I talked to her in the forest a while ago.
You talked to the girl in the purple coat and you gave her advice to...
To not listen to the spirits whispering in her ear.
Verde, this video is from 3 months ago.
Oh, well, I just talked to her like 2 weeks ago.
Where
no,
did you see her?
Weren't we in the woods 3 months ago?
Yes.
Oh, that was 3 months ago? Okay. I thought it was sooner than that. Yeah, so I did talk to her 3 months ago. It was in the woods up in the mountains.
So she's in the state?
Yes.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good news at all. Something bad is happening.
You
Bad is
just now
happening
figuring
indeed.
that out. It's almost like if you told me this stuff, I could tell you stuff and we could communicate and prevent bad things from happening. Instead of just leaving me in the dark and, hey, those squirrels are not good news, you should probably leave. No shit. A little bit more information would be nice with this stuff.
Sometimes we don't always have all of the information. In this case, we know the girl in the purple coat is very dangerous, very destructive. And
Yeah,
What did you
I
guys do
figured
to
that
piss
out.
her off?
I guess the other chapter of our group has been dealing with her causing problems. What they had told us is that she is, they originally characterized it as mischief magic. The kind of thing where you give somebody the ability to make somebody slip and fall down every time you snap your fingers. That kind of charm. She's giving magic to people like that everywhere. They said eventually it's not just mischief, she's causing distractions. Perhaps preparing for something bigger.
That is slightly concerning.
Indeed. The thing is, nobody really interacts with the girl in the purple coat and survives.
I talked to her like once, and she wasn't um all that keen on talking about anything other than finding her best friend, and didn't really elaborate past that.
Best friend? You know anything about best friend? There's murmuring about best friendage.
Um, Apparently she said the mimes took her best friend.
Mimes. Well, it wouldn't be the first time they recruited somebody against their family's wishes.
It didn't sound so much like recruiting as it was kidnapping. Then again, she probably is fairly biased.
Yes. The mimes, they're sort of a siren song, I guess. They draw people in, and sometimes their family doesn't agree, and sometimes they get it. I haven't heard of them kidnapping anybody, though. All who join the mimes are willing.
So that book, the diary, it said the mimes aren't people; they are something.
The guy reading that pipes up. Yes, it looks like you found somebody's dream journal. A man named Gustav. A lot of descriptions of what seemed to be the girl in the purple coat. It would be my guess. He describes his dreams as being about two young women who are traveling always in motion. One of them cloaked in gray, and one of them cloaked in purple.
So one's a mime, the other one's a purple coat.
No. There are two girls he says are about, about that girl's age. He points at the young woman, Jessie, hiding behind, King. They are always in motion, he describes in his dreams. Never really having a moment to rest, running away from things, monsters, if you will. But then he says he has another dream after a certain point. He describes like this trauma of seeing the two girls standing up and fighting against the devil himself. And after seeing them fight and well, I suppose you could interpret it as a failure. It's a little bit unclear with his phrasing here. It could mean a few things, but it sounds like neither of the girls died in the dream, the final trauma, but they were cut apart from each other. After that, he has no more dreams of the girls. He has dreams of two men. The first of which he watches them standing along a roadside, uh, watching a hanged painted woman.
So, did we come across a German seer?
A what?
A seer, someone who can see the future.
Well, he dates this 1925.
I'm going to take that as a yes then. We did see a hanged mime on the side of the road. Isn't that right, King?
Pass.
You didn't see it? Is that what you're saying, Mr. King?
Pass.
If what this is saying is true, it sounds like bad things were dreamed for these two men going forward.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Basically, I don't. This is out of character. I'm not giving them anything about myself. Birday's giving them things about me, but I'm not trying to give them anything. I want them to give me information, not the other way around.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were just busy and didn't want to the conversation.
No, I was writing down notes.
Okay.
He says, it seems that they go to a building, these two men, and bad things happen at the building. There are animals, monsters.
Is there anything past, that?
Yes, a dog is torn to shreds. The man saves the dog. They go to... Well, the thing is, he points to the book, and it's like literally the last page. It says it's very, very rushed, so it's hard to read the writing a bit. But it sounds like he had a dream where two men get trapped in a building by a mad wizard. And then they go to a giant hotel of some kind, and they escape using the tattooed man's tricks.
Travis.
There's a siege on the streets. They fight the living dead. See, I say this, and he looks to the rest of the older men. Sounds absurd.
If you
Says one of them will raise a sword against the darkness at the end and save everything. The king shall rise.
Does it say what happens to the other one?
It says the king shall rise, and then the mimes aren't people. They're
Shit.
It is a dream journal. Perhaps it's not necessary to take too much into it. He tosses on the table, and it slides towards you.
Maybe not. He picks it up and puts it inside a pocket inside his trench coat.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to toss on the table?
You got
I
anything?
do know Italian. Sorry, I missed that.
Do you have anything, King?
I'm pulling up the list of like 30 different questions we have. All right, number 1.
I just do that as like you could throw a dart at a wall and be like, I want to pick something.
Melvin Bleeker.
Melvin Bleeker, yes. Yeah. We've corresponded with Melvin Bleeker before. He was one earning our trust.
Was?
Well, he stopped interacting with us.
Well, that's because he died.
They all nod to each other. Yes, that would make sense. He died. We thought he moved on to more serious academic pursuits. That's what they say, is we are not a serious academic pursuit.
No, I see. Okay. I was like, wait, do you guys not know about the alien monsters? Hang on.
No.
Okay, so any idea why there's a new Melvin Bleeker investigating the same things?
They exchange glances, and then one of them, Carmichael, says, "Oh, I think that there is a trend, at least in the media we know of, with the girl in the purple coat, that whatever powers that be seek to do cycles. They wish to repeat things, and if our evidence is to be believed, then the girl in the purple coat has lived through multiple lives. Perhaps your Melvin Bleeker is repeating lives."
Would seem so. You guys know what the Terrair are?
A couple of them say, "Oh yeah, the French showman." One of them, no, not the showman, the monsters, the things of this town, the beasts that come.
You do know of them. You know about the ones in the woods? Feeding
Yes, yes.
squirrels?
Feeding squirrels?
No, turn to Verde. I didn't see it.
They look to you, Verde. Feeding squirrels?
Squirrels, yes, bad.
What were they feeding the squirrels?
Some sort of weird junk that some monster was spitting out.
Were they burping it up?
It looked more like throwing it up to me, but
Ah, yes, yes. Okay, you had a run-in with the Belchers. Yes, they all cling their cups. Yes, praise the Belchers. A good sight for sore eyes when you're in the woods. Um, Tim says, "Yeah. So what we know is that there are these. They look kind of like fungus creatures. Yes.
yep, sounds about right.
Yeah. They are essentially like cows of the world of this strain of creature. They don't mean any harm. They're very docile creatures until you threaten them. They consume things and then they throw up alcohol."
It was a weird experience at the squirrel bar.
Yes, and uh, their vomit has been known to elevate certain things to a higher level. Um, Heightened perception, more awareness of the self, body. I imagine with squirrels, they all lined up to have a little bit of taste of that.
Yeah,
Evade predators more easily.
right before they decided to mob us and try and kill us.
They all looked at him. Says, "Well, I warned you about the squirrel, Lord."
Yeah, you were very, very vague.
Well, you didn't leave. I told you there was danger.
I didn't have much of a choice, Tim.
Hmm, that's true. Regardless, when you come into contact with artifacts that you don't understand, it is best to leave. Investigating can be very dangerous, and we all aren't here because we were brave. Sometimes there's just something need to leave things behind.
Do you guys remember what my job is?
A couple of them look a little perplexed. Yes, detective. Yes, officer, detective.
It is my job to go look into these things and make sure they're not going to hurt anybody. Because apparently nobody else in the police department cares enough to do it.
That's by nature. That's by design. A couple of them mumble. One of them says, it's the chosen of flame that are keeping them in the dark.
Does anyone want to explain how that works, or are you going to leave me in the dark on this one too?
They've used their influences to make sure that the police won't investigate certain things.
So, if that's the case, why am I the only one that isn't?
Well, they all kind of pondered to each other. Well, that is an interesting question indeed. Do you have any hidden sigils? That's not possible. Shut the fuck up. God, when do I think it's possible?
Not that I know of. I mean, I assumed it would start glowing if I did.
Well, then why you're resistant, then, is a good question. I'm not sure the Chosen Flame are definitively proven to being, like, responsible. But we've run the tests, we think. They all start to, like, get into a bit of a bickerment there. Like, they're arguing around about things, like, who could be involved. Some of them are saying, we haven't had any sigil evidence, but we have had some smoke trails from there. And like, they keep going off on these weird tangents that don't fully, like, make any logical sense. One of them starts yelling about chicken feet at a certain point. Do you want to interrupt them? Chicken feet weren't there. You can't do that spell without you have.
What? Okay, so how exactly am I not affected by whatever the Chosen of Flame, whoever they are, doing with the police department? Is it some magic thing, or is they just paying everyone off?
Well, they do have access to money, more money than ourselves, certainly.
And then if they're paying everyone off, why do they, for some reason, choose not to try and pay me off?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't think to pay off an officer like you. Are you new to the force?
I've been with them for at least 15 years.
Huh. Must have been an oversight. Or perhaps you have some sort of protection.
I don't know.
We'd be able to see his protection if that was true. Well, fuck you.
Whatever.
Does him being around me have anything to do with it?
Well, you do only have a sigil of the lake.
I'll pull off the.
A couple of them give him. They give him a couple looks, like dirty looks of sigil of the lake is a powerful sigil. There's been one lost for decades. I have not seen a sigil of the lake in quite a while. They say it's.
Besides, I've been seeing this stuff since forever before I met you, Travis.
They all look at you from birth.
I don't remember if it was from birth, but I didn't start seeing shit like this until I got to this town.
Huh. A couple of them like pull out little books and like, I think I read about. Yeah, you looking up this too? Yeah. Like,
I don't know if it's always been around and it's just concentrated in this town or what, but once I started working here, it got weird fast. Which is, I guess, one of the reasons I'm a detective now, because I can kind of figure out what goes on that is unexplainable. That's another story for another time.
I'm certain that I heard about this somewhere. A person like this. Excuse me from the table. One of the guys goes off to one of the nearby bookshelves, and as you look around, you do realize that, yeah, it is a dining hall, but there are these shadows that like were concealing bookshelves to the sides, and as they move towards them, the bookshelves reveal in the darkness as if like a curtain has been pulled away. And a few other people like, I need to look this up. I know I've seen this somewhere. And you're left with just a few of the older folk here. Tim O'Hara is one of them still. Well, they might be onto something.
You going to explain that, or
Well, I don't know what they're onto. They seem to think that there's something related to that. I personally don't think I've ever heard of anybody immune to sigils.
that would be interesting.
Indeed. You're sure you don't have any sigils you're hiding from me? I know it's reasonable to want to hide your powers from somebody.
You want me
He
to strip
glances
naked?
at King.
Do you want me to strip naked so you can check me? Is that something?
No. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say no as well, but I wanted you to be honest with me and give you an out to say yes, I was hiding something. If you're hiding a sigil, I can
If
help
I
you.
have one, I don't know about it.
Have you had any interactions with the Chosen of Flame?
I didn't know they existed until 3 months ago.
Luger. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a gun. Thank you. I didn't know if you could expand on that.
Yes, I handed him a Luger that had Chosen Flame stuff on it.
Oh, right. It wasn't a Luger, it was a Ruger.
It was a Ruger, but that's
the
same Ruger.
The flame splitting Ruger. Got you.
The Uber Luger. Ruger.
There was a pistol a couple months back. It shot fireballs.
Okay. Well, that's. Have you had any very concerning experiences with mimes? Not just seeing them, but like something where they let's say a mime slips through a hole in the wall or a seam in the wall or appears from underneath your bed. If they give you a gift, that might be part of it.
They handed me a knife.
This whole time, I've thought the knife is what they were trying to get at. But I didn't want to lay your stuff down like you do mine, so.
He nods for a few moments and says, I think you've been chosen by them.
I figured that out.
And perhaps the knife is something more meaningful than simply a knife.
I don't know. I was in the hospital when he showed up, handed me a knife, didn't explain anything, and left.
Well, I certainly don't know for sure. Had limited experiences with mimes, but I've read literature of those who have interacted with them. If they're friendly with you, if you are protected from dangers, chances are they're saving you for something big.
Right, so I can die later. Got you.
Yes. The mimes, well, you might already know, the mimes are not terribly concerned about survival rates. They're concerned about success rates.
Yes, I figured that out. They seem very keen to worry about King over there, but perfectly fine with me dying.
What can I say? People like me.
Lucky you.
I wink.
You wink at one of the older guys that's still at the table, and he does like a wrinkly wink back, like. Yeah, Baldwin seems to like you the most.
I'm gonna.
But
I've been sitting here twirling and slapping my ring on the table, and I'll just slide my ring over to Baldwin.
He looks at it on the table. It slows to a stop right in front of him. He says, "Oh yes. Did you find this at the same place as your sigil?"
Yes.
Oh yes, it matches. It's always good to match sigils as much as you can.
Why?
And as he leans out, you can see that there's several, there's 3 or 4 of the same sigil on his arm in a row. He brings it over to you. Says, "Yes, this is the ring of the lake. This'll make you very tough. Your blood will stay in your body longer. Like, wear the ring. Give yourself a slight cut. No blood will leave.
I'm like very questioning and looking at him, but you see I'm very kind of eagerly putting the ring back on my finger.
I can show you if you like.
Are you asking to cut me?
No, no, I mean, I can put the ring on myself and show you. I'm an old man. I've got paper flesh. I'm kidding. It is very thin.
Gross. No, I'm alright.
Okay, well, take my word for it then.
So this sigil allows me to breathe underwater, and this ring allows my blood to stay inside my body for longer. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, it is something that stories told heroes would wear. Heroes who go into danger.
And I'm assuming from this group of Denny's seniors 6 a.m. Diner Dash, you guys have collected all the runes in this area, it looks like.
That is not true. We have come from distant lands to congregate here. Some of us born here. Not me. Fuck this town.
I like you, Baldwin.
But there's something going on here. Felt the need to congregate, and sometimes the sigils appear where you never expect them. Sometimes they birth themselves. The legend says that each symbol, each sigil, each rune is repeated by some sort of creator, a god, if you will, or many gods.
So I'm trying to understand the grand scheme of all this. Are you guys are against Purple Girl?
Yes, we seek to find out what those are. We want to know what others are doing. We seek to create harmony. Yeah, we seek to create harmony. Yeah, they all kind of agree to that. Is we don't want humanity influenced by these darker forces. Seeks to acknowledge what others are doing. We seek to limit those who seek grand change and destruction. And we believe that the girl in the purple coat is going for the end of humanity.
Okay, well that's bad.
We believe that the mimes are attempting to stop her, but are doing more harm than good. Same with the Chosen of Flame, though the Chosen of Flame could be aiding her.
What about the church?
Church? Oh. We get a lot of revenue from this town.
They're just trying to get money?
I mean, is that not what any church is doing? A church like that has a merchandise store and several coffee kiosks, they're trying to get money. Do you think, Tim, that they're correlating the Chosen of Flame with the church? Yeah, get a good one, but we've tried that before. There's no evidence tying the Chosen of Flame with the church, other than they both have good sources of revenue.
So then, I've got the girl, I've got the Chosen of Flame, I've got the mimes, and I've got the church. Why are there alien monsters in this town?
Well, if Goodwin leads towards you, if what we believe is true, something is creating them from something, but we don't know what. One cannot just create monsters from nothing, so they are creating them from some sort of thing. Perhaps they're taking bodies and transforming them into their servants?
There is a bunch of bodies going missing, even from graves, but there's no holes or tunnels or anything connecting them.
difficult to know then.
I think that's all I got.
They kind of break into different conversations. A few of them come back from the archives or those shelves that they were wandering in that were concealed by darkness. And they share mostly the same conclusions. They're all in agreement with what's been said, mostly to you, apart from a few disagreements between Tim and Baldwin. But do you guys want to make your leave at this point, heading somewhere else, or do you want to ask any other questions?
I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think at this point I could probably make my way to go meet up with the mime at the farm.
Yeah.
I think hopefully Jesse Thatcher might have a ping or something.
Yeah, you guys can make your way out, giving like okay, well, thank you for your time and everything like that. Giving your departure notices to them. And they say, well, anytime, certainly call us when you need any more assistance. Yes, assistance.
As I'm going to leave, I want to like really attempt to like shake hands with Baldwin just to see if I can get any of his runes.
Yes, you don't like get the feeling of them, like the physical, like you can tell how they're formed.
Yeah.
But you do pick up a fiery sensation. Something about his arm feels much warmer than it should be.
It's like Pokemon cards. I could go find him and collect my own, or I could just take his.
Oh no, you just simply feel the fire from his arm. You guys emerge onto the street level from this dark room, and Jesse seems a little perturbed. Talked about a lot of terrible things going on in this town. You guys did too.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, I think you're about all caught up now.
Guess so.
Now, do you see why I was so pissed with the guy in the woods?
Yes. We need to go to the farmhouse, I guess. But how do we lure the guy to like meet up with us there?
Very cool.
Isn't that the situation that, like, unless he lives at the farm?
I think he said it was where they usually meet. So maybe just stake it out or get in contact with the mime in the woods.
What if we got Craig Hall involved?
Maybe. I don't know.
Craig Hall.
I'm thinking I'm going to go run that address he gave me, see if I can pull anything up on it.
Craig Hall is a patron of bars and connoisseur of the Big Boy Special, the drink I was telling you about. And he's the one who got us on track with Roger Potts, the guy we...
Isn't that the guy that gave me the fake ID?
Yes, Craig Hall.
But we don't know his real name, do we?
Well, I mean, I stole his ID and gave it to you, but...
Yeah, that's the one I had to run the fingerprints on, and it gave the error code and wouldn't tell me anything.
Yes.
So you're just gonna have to hunt him down.
Huh. What'd I do?
Alright, if you want to go see if you can find what's-his-face, I'll see if I can find anything on the address Woodsman gave us.
All right.
I seem to be doing a lot of computer work these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it really does feel like Verde is the computer guy now. And I think this might be a good point to wrap things up. Let's just give you a little bit more detail before we do so. I'll let you run that address you were looking into. Based on the Google images, because you can do Google Maps.
The Woogle images.
Woogle images.
The Woogle images. Sorry, that you found from Witter. Doesn't make sense.
I was like, why would you find Woogle images on Twitter?
I went onto the Twitter and I looked at my MySpace, and that's where I found my
I went on
Google
Google and went on Twitter and found these images.
Yeah, so basically what you can find out easily online with this address is that it is a farmstead. It burned down 5 years ago, and it's owned by the Uskoski family. That stands out to you because
Good for
the
them.
Uskoski Lake is what you went to in Adventure 2.
I'm immediately going to text all this information to Travis.
Yeah, I assumed as much. And
The
that's where
person you were
we'll end
trying
the
to
session for now.
contact cannot be reached at this number.
Oh my
You've been blocked.
Mr. Pickles forwarded it's the proper number.
Damn it.
Yeah.
The narrator forwarded this message.
So that's where we'll wrap this up for this evening, where we are getting more immersed, discovering more information, having impromptu sessions where we talk with the librarians rather than deal with, I don't know, AM 180s. And
you for some reason you're wanting me to walk right into the AM 180s. I am not a fan.
It's what 1,500 rounds per second per minute,
Something like that.
Probably
Probably more
a
like
lot of
400
rounds per second.
Probably more like 400 rounds.
I read something like before the game that is 1,500s. I'm like, that's a lot considering that it's like a 180 like magazine.
150
can't-
round, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that many shots per minute. You need to reload. But anyways, we'll wrap this up here with Kingsman and Verde getting deeper and deeper into this town's mysteries, finding out that there are people who know things that are going on, but they're very hesitant to share with random strangers, and especially hesitant if people won't even believe them. But this is a group that has firsthand experience, so we're moving forward next time to see what this knowledge might help you guys learn. Strange Town of Golden Ridge. Any final words from either of you?
Next week, find us again. Same bad time, same bad place.
Yeah. How about you?
Church at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
12 o'clock, 300 meters.
I love Pickles and I are both like, why is it at 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you guys so much for joining. This has been another episode of Strange Town Golden Ridge, Chapter 3, Episode 3. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you want to tell us all about what your thoughts were, leave a comment. Fun fact, we have an under the table, that would actually work too. But under the table discussion tomorrow on Monday. Well, by the time this is up on YouTube, it'll be past, but you guys can leave comments on questions or things you want to have further information on in the game, and we'll discuss it during Under the Table. I'll make sure to bring all those up for our DM and our fellow player here so we can discuss them and get you guys some answers. So those are always worth listening to as well. So leave comments, and if you guys want to see more, subscribe. This is an ongoing campaign. We are approximately 40% of the way through or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so plenty more to come. Make sure to subscribe and be ready to see that when it drops. But that's all I got for now. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. Later.
Peace.
Goodbye.